All right, let's try this again. Volume of a sphere, take 2. Quarantine's got me like, whoa. All right, the formula for volume of a sphere. Right here it is in your book. Okay, volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. All right, so let's write that down. All right, so volume, I'm gonna make it really big so we've got it. Volume is equal to, that says 4/3 pi r cubed. I'm gonna make it, well, yeah, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier. Let's call it 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. This is the same exact thing as if we multiply by the fraction. 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay? All right, you're still going to do the same thing according to order of operations. A lot of you guys don't like fractions, so I think this right here is going to be the way to go. All right, so let's work this through. Okay, so volume of a sphere. Now I feel like I'm saying, like I said cube. Did I say cube? I mean sphere. I don't know. Whoa, okay, so what is a sphere? What is a sphere? A sphere is a basketball. It's a planet. It's a lot of different things that are round, right? Okay, so here we go. We have a sphere. That's not a terrible looking sphere. And then usually when they're drawn, I don't know, well, I'm gonna do this. There's like a little curvy and then a dot, 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 and then a little dot in the center, and that, okay. And then it'll probably say, all right, let's do this. This is 14 centimeters. Okay, there's our sphere, our first one that we're gonna do, okay? Number 1. We want to find the volume of this. We want to see how big is this? How much space, how much air are we going to need to fill this up? Okay, so volume. Write the formula down. Every time you go through this, this is one of those things, these are those formulas that are, this is a chunky problem, right? There's a whole lot of stuff going on here. So I would write down the formula every single time. 4 pi r cubed, don't forget that it's cubed, divided by 3. Okay, 2 things we need to know here. We need to know, what is pi? What is pi? What is the value of pi? Pi equals 3.14. Awesome sauce. Okay, that is always going to be the same. Then we need to know, here's a letter, R. What does R stand for? R stands for the radius, which is halfway across, the distance halfway across a circle, right? So for this problem, the radius is 14. All right. Now I know these 2 pieces of information. Now I'm just going to plug them into my formula and follow order of operations. Okay, so here we go. Volume is equal to 4 times 3.14 times my radius, which is 14, and that's going to be cubed, okay? That means it's going to be multiplied by itself 3 times. This does not mean 14 times 3. It's 14 times 14 times 14, which is going to be a ginormous number, right? Okay, divide by 3. All right, order of operations. I'm going to do that 14 cubed first. Okay, so let me show you in the calculator. I'm going to punch in 14, and then I'm going to use this button right here, and then I'm going to do a 3 equals 2,744. That is just my value of 14 cubed. Okay, so that's the first thing I do, is this right here. I don't know why I included the times sign there, but all right. So volume is equal to 4 times 3.14 times, we got 2,744 divided by 3. All right, so the first thing I did was just that exponent. Now the next thing I'm going to do is this string of multiplication on top of the division. So I'm going to multiply all of these together, and then I'm going to divide by 3. All right, so I haven't cleared out my calculator. I still have the 2,744 in there. So I'm going to do that times 4 times 3.14. Okay, I get this whole huge number. Holy smokeroonies, that's a big number. All right, so this is, I'm going to write it down, 3,464.64. Wowza. I'm going to write that down because if I get stuck, I get a wrong answer, and I send my teacher a message and I say, I'm getting these wrong, I don't know why I'm getting these wrong, can you help me? What's your teacher going to say? Did you write down your work? Can you send me a picture of your work? Let me see what you're doing, and I can see where you're making a mistake. Okay, so write all this down. But I'm not going to clear it out of my calculator. I'm just going to do divided by 3 equals, ta-da! There's the answer. All right, so this was 34,464. So when it got divided by 3, the volume is 11,000, 488, and I'm going to round it to the nearest hundredth. Which digit is in the hundredths place? That one. So 0.21. And since it's volume, it's that 3D space inside of the sphere. So it will be cubic centimeters for this one. This one was centimeters. Okay, so this right here is the final answer. All right. So you see, the most important thing is you have your formula. You know what pi is. So every time you just have to identify whatever the radius is. You plug that in, and then it's just a matter of following your order of operations. Make sure you're cubing that number, not squaring it, like the mistake I made before. So you cube it, multiply it by 3.14 and 4, and then divide by 3. Okay, let's do another example. Let's do an example where we are given, I'm going to flip this page over because I don't know. Do I have enough room to do another example? Let's see. Sure, let's try it. I just might have to organize my work a little bit differently. All right, so our second example, I'm going to do a sphere. All right, we've got our line and our dot, 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 and then we're going to have the center and then dot, 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 dot. And this one is going to have a diameter equals 10 inches. All right. So in this problem, there's the diameter equals 10 inches. Okay. If you are given a diameter, you're given the diameter, what are you going to have to do to that diameter in order to find the radius? Whoa, you're going to have to cut it in half, and I'm going to try not to break down my my little makeshift document camera here is wanting to collapse on me. Okay, so if the diameter is 10, that means that the radius is 5. Okay, the radius is 5 inches. All right, so that's the bit of information that I need. Okay, my formula is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. All right, I know what r is. R is 5, so I'm going to plug that in. So volume is equal to 4 times, scoot this over a bit, 3.14 times 5 cubed, and then divided by 3. So just be careful, take your time, don't rush with these. All right, 4 times 3.14 times 5 cubed. 5 cubed is one of those that you should kind of know, but if you don't, put it in the calculator, it's 125. All right, 5 cubed is 125. 125 divided by 3. Okay. Now we're going to multiply all of this together. If you notice, for every single one of these problems, are you going to have 4 times 3.14? you are. So here's a little hint. I'm going to put this in pencil over here. 4 times 3.14 equals, I've done this so many times now, it equals 12.56. So if it's helpful to you, you can just do 12.56. So this is 12.56 times whatever number that is cubed. All right, so, and I'll show you. I'll prove it to you because I've been a little bit wonky in the brain. 4 times 3.14, 12.56. Yes, Mrs. Thompson got it. Times 125 equals 1,570. Let's write that down so that when I get it wrong and I need to ask my teacher what I'm doing, I can show her or him or whoever. It's going to be her because it's me, because I'm your teacher. I haven't totally lost my mind. Equals this. Ah! What do? We have to round it. Okay, let's round it. All right, so my first three numbers, 5, 2, 3, 0.33. Nothing crazy to round there because it's all just a bunch of threes. And our units were inches, so I'm going to write it this way, inches cubed. In your Go Formative assignment, you're going to have to write it out as cubic inches, just like you did before. All right, so basically just remember, if you have the diameter, you're going to have to cut it in half in order to get your radius. If you have your radius, you're good to go. Don't forget to cube it, which is not multiplying it by 3. It's multiplying it by itself 3 times. You're going to get big numbers for these, okay? So do not be alarmed when you get big, huge numbers or crazy long decimals. All right, you guys have got this. Send me a message if you need help.